Hi there, and welcome to another edition of Friday Night Lights. Looking forward to the weekend, which includes the Breeders' Cup, and also we'll be paying a little visit to Joseph O'Brien as well. Joining me on the panel this week, we've got David Jennings and Johnny Ward, as always. Looking forward to Friday?
Yeah, we had a good week last week, and with Sam Crow, Dundalk, and the Breeders' Cup, this is a great weekend.
Yeah,
really.
unbelievable Friday, unbelievable Friday. Happy birthday as well, by the way, Jenna.
Yeah, 33 today.
The age of Christ.
The perfect age for you to tell people as well from the UK.
It's a horrific. My TH has struggled considerably.
Right, go on, Jenna. We'll start with the birthday boy anyway. You're going to go with the 6 o'clock here. You like? Sorry, Johnny, you like one here in the 6 o'clock.
Yeah, one of the lesser fancies of the night, but this horse, Lapilli, is trained by Dennis Hogan and has been competitive for Damien English over the course and distance last year off a higher mark. I don't know why this horse has been running so disappointingly on turf, primarily at Navan. It's been back the odd time, but I'm just going to give it another chance. Dennis is a trainer I have a lot of time for. Peshkova in this race backs up having run in a maiden on Wednesday. Might be different class. I didn't think it was a particularly good maiden, but runs under a penalty, which may not actually suggest that the horse is all that well in, but you'd have to respect her chance in this company as well.
Yeah, you'd think that there's probably the last chance going to run a 45 to 65 after that win as well. Right, Jenna, we will move on to you then. In the maiden, here you go. Here's a winner for you now.
Yeah, this is one that I'm kind of embarrassed to tip up because we actually don't have the benefit of prices, but First Response looks a good thing. I know it's been off for a while. It was second to Daba Year, 4 to 3 and 4 pence on its debut. I think they were really disappointed it was beaten in Goran that night. I was there and Ger was there, and I think they thought it would win. I'd imagine it's different league to these, and if it does turn out to be like 1 to 6, I apologise. But
hey,
a winner is a winner.
A winner is a winner in this game, Jenna, right?
Slight worry that Ger's horses were just, he backed off them because they were under a small bit of a kind of a late season cloud. He hasn't had a brilliant second half.
No,
he did mention that in his blog. Though, in fairness, he said maybe a week ago they're all a gallop short. So
yeah,
maybe
he didn't rush them back either.
Yeah.
This horse hasn't run in what 3.5 months.
He had a winner at Leopardstown on Saturday, and after the race, he said, "Look, this is great," but he says, "I can't wait for the season to be over. I can't wait for Nathan Sunday. Season over. We've been disappointed with the end of the season. Let's kick on to next season." And I kind of like that. He's really honest. I've really grown to like him. Yeah.
Grown to like him. That's a bit of backhanded compliment, is it?
No.
I think he's
different.
Very
class.
refreshing. Very refreshing
absolutely.
and a brilliant trainer.
Literally my favourite trainer to interview post race. Right, let's move on to the 7:30. And you like one here as well, Johnny?
Yeah, 2-weighing came from Kevin Prendergast. Kevin obviously had a winner during the week, Dundalk, which would be rare enough for him. He doesn't really target it. But this filly, she's by acclamation. She went to Joseph O'Brien, and she wasn't an immediate success. Just took a bit of time to get going. And she's by Mason, rather. I'm confusing her best and argue here. But she came good at Goran and bolted up, and then bolted up at Galway again. 7 or a mile doesn't seem to make any difference to her. I wasn't sure what her trip was, but she's drawn in 2, and it's the old strike while there and it's hot air, run under a penalty. I think this is a massive chance. She's just looking at a filly that's just completely found her way, and it's a poor race, really.
You weren't sure what her trip was. I'm not sure what her name is. How do you pronounce that?
Tuin.
Yeah,
what's it mean?
See, there could be a father in that in Irish that all that I know of. I know it could be tomb. I know tomb. The Irish for tomb is very similar to that, and it's like an old tomb. But I stand corrected on that. But in any event, there's no disputing the fact that she's in great form, and I think the boy Shane Cross might be on it, who obviously is bidding to get over the line in the Apprentice
handicap as well.
And she's over the line.
She's a very straightforward ride. He's gotten a nice bit of help from Aidan and Joseph the last while. This is the nap of the night, really.
Okay, if I was taking on one there, I'd go with Lanavia, but right down the bottom, who I think might just come back to it. But again, taking on the best horse in the race, the worst horse in the race. What could possibly go wrong? Right, I'll move on to the 8 o'clock. Then both of you, you're going head to head here, head to head.
Me and Johnny boy agree.
We're having a face-off.
We're having a face-off. This will win, won't it, Johnny?
Massive chance.
Like I remember doing the analysis today it ran in its maiden at Navan. Face-off. Face-off, yeah, for Charles O'Brien. That day it ran at Navan. In its maiden, I did the analysis. People can go back and read the analysis. Like, it was such an eye-catcher. Sophia was in the race. The Brogy Man was in the race. 2 On, who Johnny has talked about, was in the race. And Spirit Sersha, who won yesterday at Dundalk, was in the race as well. It was a good maiden, taken time to really progress, but second to Tide of Time, over 5 last time. Tide of Time has won since, bolted up at Navan since. It's only gone up £2. That was over an inadequate 5 furlongs. It's up to 7 furlongs now. I think the trip is perfect, and Dundalk should be fine. It just ticks every box, Johnny.
Yeah, this filly is by Mizzen Mast out of a Dyna Farmer mare, so how it even was able to run as well as it was over, I think it was 5.5 furlongs, more or less.
162 yards,
unyielding, which would not be a million miles off 7 furlongs at Dundalk, but she rattled home, and she really, if she can't get 7 furlongs with that pedigree, she's probably just no good, basically. And
that could be the case too,
Yeah, but in fairness, I actually did the analysis of her last run at Navan. I was really taken by it, and she's a lovely draw on 4. I think Obano, John Murphy's horse, this won well from the front, more or less from the front the other day, but slightly trickier draw and has gone up in the weights. Just there's slight negatives about that horse, whereas Face Off just should be able to tuck in. Conor Hoban taking the ride, definitely a strong fancy.
Good stuff. Are we waiting till the lucky last? There's nothing else. I'm going to pop up Geological, by the way, in the penultimate race.
Wouldn't be like it, Tom.
These are right chance against this lot. Look, he might not, but he's a good chance and a good draw. All right, in the lucky last, you've got one in the
Yeah, I have one. I've got one in the Breeders' Cup as well. I think, like, as you know, forgiveness, just a disaster for me. And I'm going to forgive Near Kettering, who I think if it returns to the form of its third to the mints at the venue, I think it was 3 starts ago, it's off 81. Shamey Heffernan has been booked by Johnny Murtagh. It doesn't win as often as it should.
Has headgear on, I think.
Has headgear on, yeah. And I think that is a big help. And I am going to give So Perfect another chance in the juvenile turf sprint. It's the first race in the Breeders' Cup. Obviously, Aidan is the favourite in Sergei Prokofiev, but So Perfect I thought was unlucky behind Fairyland in the Cheveley Park, caught out in the middle of the track. And Wayne Lorden takes the ride. So Perfect, 10-1 with Labrooks. Great price.
Johnny, you've got one for the Breeders' Cup too?
Newspaper of record of Chad Brown. He's won 3 of the last 4 in the juvenile turf for fillies. And I think the connection of this horse, Newspaper of record have said, she's every bit as good, if not better, than Rushing Falls and his other winners of the race.
It's 4 out of 5 or something. He's going for 4.
Yeah, 4. He's going for 4 out of 5. With the rain that's come there, she's by Luke de Vega, so I'd say she's probably better equipped. Aidan has taken out one of his main runners in the race. Obviously, I'm not that strong in American form, but I wouldn't say it's that strong, this renewal of the race. Aidan's filly's definitely beatable, and Chad is brilliant with these, horses in general. But I think you're getting around 7-4, probably an odds-on shot, really.
Good stuff. Right, let's move on to, before we go to our best bets, we caught up with Joseph O'Brien a little earlier on in the week, and he told us all about Dundalk.
We're here at Owning Hill Stables with Joseph O'Brien, last year's Winter Series champion at Dundalk. How important a fixture is it for you during the winter, Joseph?
Yeah, no, I suppose it's a great help to everyone, Brian. There's a number of horses that we get to keep busy for the winter, and it's great to get 2-year-olds started in maidens. And obviously there's for the lower graded horses, there's a good competitive racing there for them almost every week. So it's a huge help to us anyhow.
Yeah, and obviously it's a really good opportunity for young riders when the likes of maybe the more established jockeys are off, maybe riding in Dubai or elsewhere through the winter. The younger apprentices can come through and make a name for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely, and I guess they get to build contacts that maybe otherwise they mightn't have an opportunity to do. And but yeah, it's a huge asset to Irish racing in general.
Before I let you go, is there a few horses that you're looking forward to, or is it just basically picking and choosing the races as they come?
Yeah, I guess we'll keep most of the horses that have been running over the last number of weeks. We'll kick on onto the all weather when the time comes. Some of them will take to it, and maybe some of them might not. So we and I guess we'll start off 22-year-olds there as well over the coming weeks. So yeah, no, it's looking forward to it, Brian.
Yeah. Well, that was a really nice morning spent down in Joseph O'Brien's. Right, let's get our best bets of the weekend, and our best bets are Friday night. We probably won't even tip the iceberg of what we're going to bet on Friday, but go on, just for Friday night.
Yeah.
Johnny, we'll start with you.
Actually met Patrick McCann, our photographer, after that visit, and some of his photos from that yard are absolutely spectacular. You can see like 3 counties into the distance, and amazing place to visit, and what a year he's had as well. And I think Tulane, I'm going to give that as the nap of the night in the 7:30 for Joseph. I can't really see that horse being beaten. Face Off, very, very close between that and Tulane for the nap in the 8 o'clock, and one at a price in Lapilli in the 6 o'clock.
Good stuff. Jenna?
I'm going to go to Churchill Downs at 7:21 p.m. for my nap. It is So Perfect, who I think is a better filly than we've seen so far. So Perfect for Aidan O'Brien and Wayne Lorden, 7:21 Churchill Downs, 8 o'clock Dundalk, as Johnny said, Face Off. I think that should get off the mark, and in the 7 o'clock at Dundalk, First Response.
I'm going to put up a few familiar faces. In 6 o'clock, Dan's Gift. In the 6:30, Atlas. And in the 8:30, the Bell Geological. Right, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll be back again next week. More Friday Night Lights.